Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. I do have the tarot deck that I'll be using already shuffled, as well as the clarification deck and the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Aquarius, in your recent past, you have strength with the Knight of Pentacles. I actually feel like this energy stretches back more than just your recent past, but I feel like in your recent past, it really kind of came to a head, because what I'm gathering from this is throughout your life, it just feels like you've been faced with so many situations that have caused you, like you've had to be very strong for them. You know, through certain situations that you've endured and that you've been through, you've gained a certain amount of strength, which is a wonderful thing, and you should be very proud of yourself for making it through the things that you have. But one of the biggest things I'm getting from this is that I feel like you've done so much of being the strong person, being the one who's strong for yourself and strong for everybody else, that it has you... It's overwhelming. It's especially recently, I feel like you're getting really tired of always being the strong one, the one kind of taking care of others, or that is always there for their friends, or whatever the case is. And I feel like, because now in your current energy, you have accept help with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you now don't have very much to give. I feel like you've given so much away to other people and to just trying to survive that now you're drained, and you're in this energy of, wow, I've given a hell of a lot to certain people or certain situations, and I've received very little back. And with this accept help card, it's almost like you're now in the need for the support that you've been giving all along to other people and to yourself. I feel like it's been on you, like on your shoulders for so long, that it's almost like you haven't been able to like relax or like take a deep breath. And I feel like through what you've kind of been through, you've lost a lot of your power. And it's like you've gained a lot of strength, but at the same time, you've lost a lot of it too. Like, you're very strong, you can handle anything, but you're really tired of doing that. Now, in your immediate future, you have transformation with the Ten of Pentacles. It's kind of interesting. Libra reading I did had the Ten of Pentacles in their immediate future too. And so I'm saying that, like, you're kind of undergoing this personal transformation now at this time, where you're having to let go of like your old ways of survival, because they're not working anymore. Like the way that you've been that's not the right way, but like the way that you've been interacting with your environment, it's just not working anymore. Like, it's not sustainable. You don't feel like you can do it anymore. So you're going through kind of this personal transformation, which with the Ten of Pentacles actually ends up being a very good thing for you. But we'll get more on that in a second. And then you have step into your power. You know, a lot of people think our power is our control, but your power is your ability to live an abundant life without having to fight tooth and nail for it. And you have that power to be able to do that. I just feel like you've been in this survival kind of energy for so long that it's hard to imagine that kind of life for yourself. But I feel like that's why you're kind of going through this transformation right now. So let's start with your recent path. You have strength with the Knight of Pentacles. Recent past for Aquarius. Recent past for Aquarius, please. Strength with the Knight of Pentacles. This is for Aquarius's recent past. What Aquarius needs to know regarding their recent past. what Aquarius needs to know regarding their recent past. Really, just your past in general. Okay. Well, there's the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. You have been, especially to this point, prioritizing anything but your own happiness and abundance. Now, maybe you feel like you haven't been able to. Maybe you have kids, or you have all these responsibilities, or maybe you haven't been able to think to this point that there's even an option for you to. But so much of your priority has lied in taking care of everyone and everything else around you, Aquarius. Like, it just feels like you've prioritized responsibilities and obligations and relationships, and it's a great thing to prioritize those things. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but like over yourself. Like, you haven't prioritized your own abundance, like what it is that you truly want out of life. Sometimes I feel like it's easy to lose sight of that, especially if you do have kids, right? Your priority becomes how to make them happy, how to keep them alive, so much so that you start to sacrifice your own needs, but you forget, no matter what your priorities are, no matter what it is that you're experiencing, you still have a purpose in this life, and you still have the ability to live the life that you're truly desiring of. And I just feel like there's this energy of feeling is almost like your time has passed, or like you've maxed out your ability. I don't know exactly what it is, but you definitely have been prioritizing everyone and everything else but yourself for a very, very long time, Aquarius. And it's made you very strong, because you can handle a lot, because you're having to handle everything that everyone else is dealing with, and then what you're dealing with on your own, and you're very strong from that, but you're also very tired. Recent past for Aquarius. Recent past for Aquarius. These feel like very specific messages. Oh my goodness. Recent past for Aquarius. Ooh, okay. So you give all this energy out. You give it all out to everybody and everything else. And you just always kind of seem to end up in this Five of Cups energy. This disappointed, sad, maybe even struggling with mental health. I mean, because this can be mental health, maybe depression, anxiety has started to come from it. There is a part of you, and this I feel like is where a lot of this reading is going to start to go, and like where this step into your power comes from, is there's a big part of you that believes that your value comes from how much you give other people or produce, that your value is about your output. And that's absolutely not true. Your value inherently as a human being is the fact that you are alive on this earth right now. You have value for who you are. It's not for what you do. It's not for what you look like. It's not for how successful you are. It's not for how good at things you are. Though those things are wonderful and you should be proud of them, that's not where your value lies. And I feel like you've been, kind of spinning your wheels, giving so much to everything else that you've forgotten over time, and maybe even have never really even experienced this energy that your value does lie in more than what you give to others. I think that can come off very selfish, because to me, I feel like a lot of people can be like, oh, well, I don't know. It's not that giving you what you have to give to others isn't valuable. It's that's not where your personal value lies. You do not have to sacrifice your needs to give to other people in order to have value. You do not have to sacrifice your boundaries or your own mental health for the sake of everybody else in order to have value. That's what I am more referring to. In fact, you can only give to this world and show up for this world to the extent that you do that for yourself first. So the more value that you give yourself, the more in turn you are going to be able to give the world. You have been drained because you've been giving out so much that you don't have anything else to give, and you're in this energy of like, I'm strong, I know I can handle it, but I don't freaking want to. And maybe that makes you feel guilty. Maybe you feel guilty for the fact that you don't have anything else left to give, but you have to understand that you are a human being. You can only give so much before you are going to be drained, especially if you are not giving to yourself. And so this energy definitely feels like giving back to yourself what you've been giving to others. All right? But I do feel like your mental health has started to be affected by this, or was in your recent past. Recent past for Aquarius. It's almost like complete separation from self. Complete separation from self. Okay, I actually saw this when I pulled the cards, and I wasn't going to say anything unless it came up in the reading, but it definitely does. It's like, okay, so you have this strength and accept help card, right? The strength card was in your recent past. This accept help is in your current energy. It's also the yang moon and the yin moon. So what I'm also getting from these cards is almost like how you appear to others, like totally fine, at peace, like feeling all right, unbothered, strong, capable. But then this is how you're really feeling inside. Defeated, tired, sad. I'm not saying I don't want this to be a sad reading. I'm not sitting here saying wow, you're such a miserable person, Aquarius, because that's not how I want this to come through. But I do feel like you've shown up in this world as one person, but when it comes down to it, you actually feel a very different way. It's like you've completely separated from yourself, because you've maybe because you literally had to survive, right? I'm not saying that you've done this consciously or that you've made any mistakes or that you've done anything wrong, but bringing this to your awareness and understanding, first and foremost, give yourself a little bit of a break, Aquarius. You've been handling a lot, not just for yourself, but for others. And second of all, you don't always have to be so strong. I think that was one of the biggest lessons that I learned on my journey, was that I went through a lot in my earlier years that created this level of strength for me that made me feel like I always had to be strong. If I wasn't being strong, if I wasn't pushing my limits, or if I wasn't suffering in some way, shape, or form, then I inherently wasn't doing anything of value, because I came to realize or think that my strength was my value, how much I could handle, how much I could endure. That made me more of a valuable person, but none of that was ever true. I was valuable before I handled any of those things. And I'm valuable now, and learning to realize that, where my true value comes from, which is who I am as a person, what the love that I have to give to myself and others, just that is where my value lies, which has caused me to now align with a life that is more in alignment with me instead of alignment with what everybody else wanted for me. So I'm talking from this place of experience to say, I get it. I've been there, sometimes we don't have an option but to be strong. But a lot of times we forget that life isn't about being strong. You're supposed to be having fun. You can surrender to a higher power. You can enjoy the day-to-day without that added pressure of being perfect. And I feel like there's a part of you that has lost sight of that a little bit, or has never been able to experience that. Current energy for Aquarius, clarifying accept help with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Current energy for Libra, clarifying, or for Aquarius, why did I say Libra? I'm going to reshuffle those cards. Current energy for Aquarius, clarifying accept help with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I promise these cards are all shuffled for Aquarius. Current energy for Aquarius, please. Yeah, see, you're burnt out. Seriously, you cannot handle this anymore. With the Death and the 4 of Swords in reverse, this is you're drained, you're burnt out. You have I don't want to say you feel dead inside, because that sounds aggressive, and I'm not. I don't necessarily get that energy, but it's just you've been, because with the 10 of Wands in reverse, it's a need to put down everybody else's burdens. You're at this energy now where you need to now be the one who is helped and supported, and you need to learn to allow that. for so long, I attached this judgment to receiving help because I felt like if I was receiving help in some way, shape, or form, or support in some way, shape, or form, that it meant that I wasn't being strong enough, and therefore I was less valuable. And I kind of get that same thing from you, almost like you should be able to handle this. You should be able to, you've handled so much, you should be able to handle, what you're going through now. But like, again, you're a human being. You only have so much energy to give. This cycle has to end because your soul is crying for help from you, from others. You've given out so much. It's time for you to receive. Current energy for Aquarius, please. Chariot with the Wheel of Fortune. It kind of feels like, I'd say your luck is changing. That's kind of what it feels like, though. It feels like your luck is changing. Almost like you're entering this new phase of your life where you don't have to be in this energy so much. You don't have to be so strong. You don't have to be so burnt out, tired, drained. It's almost like it's like things are changing. Things are shifting here. But you have to let them. You have to surrender to them. I do feel like things are working out for you, even if you don't see how yet. Because, yeah, you're definitely going through a personal transformation through this process. Current energy for Aquarius. Current energy for Aquarius, please. Okay, I want more on that. So 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Then you have the Page of Swords on the bottom. Okay. Something that happened for me personally, and I just talk about my personal experience as it relates to the reading, so I promise this is in alignment with the reading. 8 of Pentacles in reverse and 8 of Cups in reverse. When I started kind of going through this personal transformation where I realized I was deserving of more than I was getting, but I also was contributing to less than what it is that I deserved in my relationships and my career, I went through a phase of experiencing a lot of loss, where I was setting boundaries with people, they weren't too happy about it, or I was walking away from friendships that didn't serve me anymore because of the way that I was impacted them by those in a negative way. And through that process of losing what didn't serve me, I allowed myself to open up the door for what did. Now, that process is really challenging because it feels like you're losing, it feels like you're losing things. But I just feel like there's so much in your life that takes from you, expects from you, drains you. And maybe it's in the form of relationships. Maybe it's in the form of a job or a boss. Maybe it's in multiple different forms. And there's this need to start to distance yourself from the things in your life that require but don't provide, or certainly require more than it provides. That is the beauty of being in alignment with your purpose, yourself, whatever you want to call it, is you get what you give. Like, you give to your relationships in a certain way, you receive that back. You give to your career in a certain way, you receive that back without feeling like you're burning yourself out. And I feel like that's kind of this phase of your life that you're going through right now, where you're in this process of losing or shedding almost like what doesn't serve you anymore, what takes from you, what drains you, what doesn't value you, what doesn't see you for who you are, whatever the case is. And it feels like that process that you're going through, it's been very challenging for you, because so much of your value aligned with giving so much out, right? So losing the things that you once gave to so much and not feeling like you have that level of value, I feel like it kind of has you in this place of going, where's my value then? Like what is my purpose? Like who am I, you know? And that is why you're going through such a deep personal transformation right now, is because you are letting go of the things in your life that have been holding you back or have been taking from your energy, which has kept you from being able to give the energy toward the things that you truly desire and are deserving of. All right, immediate future for Aquarius, clarifying transformation with the 10 of Pentacles. Immediate future for Aquarius, clarifying transformation with the 10 of Pentacles. Immediate future for Aquarius, clarifying transformation with the 10 of Pentacles. What Aquarius needs to know regarding their immediate future. Even though you feel stuck right now and you feel like you're in this place of not receiving, taking 6 of Pentacles in reverse is right there, there's hope in your future. Like, I feel like there is a lot to look forward to, even if you don't see how right now. Again, you're going through a transformation, and that it's almost like you're in between that phase of who you used to be and figuring out who you are, or who you want to be. And sometimes we go through that transformation many times in our life. So I'm not necessarily saying like this is the first time this has happened, and maybe that's why you're so tired and drained, is because you're tired of this transformation. But I do definitely feel like what this is talking about is through this process, you know, yes, you feel stuck. Yes, you feel lack. Yes, you feel like you're not receiving what it is that you deserve. But through this process, you're stepping into your power, stepping into kind of a new version of you, like a very new energy. And that brings about quite a bit of abundance for you. Immediate future for Aquarius. Immediate future for Aquarius, please. 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. So there's that 10 of Pentacles we saw in your immediate future with the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like if you know, allowing yourself to get through this transformation, this period, you're going to start to see the pieces falling into place. Like, I mean, we've seen the 10 of Pentacles twice in your immediate future. So the pieces will start to fall into a place. This like abundance that you've been looking for is like you've given enough, right? It's time for you to receive. And that's definitely what this feels like. Like, it is time for you to receive. Now, you're going to have to undergo this transformation. You're going to have to let go of what drains you and start to give energy toward the things that fill you up. But through this, like it's time for you to receive. And so I feel like that is absolutely what you can kind of hold on to or lean on during this time where you feel drained, is like knowing that I've given so much to so many people, and it is time for it's my time now. It's time for me to receive. It's time for me to receive what it is that I've given so much of. Love, abundance, safety, you know, whatever the case is. Immediate future for Aquarius. It's a very positive future energy. 6 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. Immediate future for Aquarius, please. Ace of Wands and Strength. It's almost like tapping into this, you know, okay, so the Strength card, you know, we have strength in your recent past, but then look, 6 of Pentacles upright, talking about receiving. It's almost like, because you start to put this strength into yourself, not into surviving or helping other people or giving so much away, but you start to put this strength that you've acquired throughout your life into yourself. And that is where the magic starts happening. That's where you start to receive. is because you've gained all this strength by having to be strong, but so much of that was used for the sake of others. And now it's about using that strength for the sake of yourself and for your own blessings and your own, desires and what it is that you wish to feel and experience in your life. And I feel like that right there opens the door for so much for you. So this is a really cool time in your life. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, I do feel like, again, you're in the middle of a journey, you're in the middle of a transformation. Allow yourself to be where you are and understand that you're headed in the right direction, you're doing the right things. If you have good intentions, if you're trying your best to follow divine guidance, like, you're going to get there. You're going to be just fine. So, all right, Aquarius, thank you so much, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you as you were needing. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to dive deeper into these messages, really focusing on the coaching aspect of this reading, which is more, focusing on what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Thank you guys again. And as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aquarius.